Everybody, it's UK independent demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm using the Warm Hugs Photopolymer stamp set, and if you caught me a couple of weeks ago, I did this on one of my Winter Wednesday series and fell in love with it. I didn't love it before the start of the video, but after playing along with it I had great fun and actually realised it's one of my favourite sets, so I couldn't help but get it out again today. And this is the card that I am making. I think it's really simple but really quite effective, and I like having my little snowflake sequins on there because I think it just gives it a little bit of glitter. Okay, the Warm Hugs and everything else I am using in this video today is available to buy from my store, slimandstylish.com. Just go up to the header and click buy. Let's get started. So to start off with, I'm using a piece of Whisper White cardstock. That is 9.5 centimetres by 13.85 centimetres, and I've got a piece of mint macaron cardstock which is 10 centimetres by 14.25 centimetres, so it will just fit on like that as a mat. Okay, I've also got a piece of scrap Whisper White, which I'm just grabbing. There we go. And this is for my stamping, because the stamp set also comes with some really awesome dies, which is great because it means all these little intricate pieces can all be die cut out so simply and easily. And if you buy them together, you get 10% off as a bundle. Okay, so I'm using my Memento ink. And first of all, I'm going to stamp the frame, which is this one. And I'm going to stamp that one once. I'm also going to stamp the tree with the outline stamp. And the candy canes also with the outline stamp. Now I find it easier to do the outline stamp before I do the infills. And these infills are really cute and really easy to use. So I've got So Saffron and Mint Macaron. I love how all of our colours just, you can get card, ink, ribbon, everything, it all matches. And I quite like that when I'm putting my cards together. So I'm just going to stamp, this is the infill of the tree. And I love the design on this. If you look closely, it's got like little kisses, little crosses, and I think it's quite cute, like a patchwork quilt. So you just pop that over the top and stamp it down. How easy was that? And the effect, I love it. It's so simple. And then I want the So Saffron for my candy canes. Now I'll give you a hint with candy canes. I thought these were going to be really hard to line up. I thought they'd be the hardest. They're actually not. Sorry, that was the outline. I need the infill. You want to look at the cross in the middle. Okay, so it's got the cross in the middle. And if you get that in the right place, like that, you will then get the bit that's stamped in the middle correctly. And the stripes line up so perfectly. Considering it's so diddy, it is really easy to do. Okay. So then you want to take your shapes and run them through the die cut machine. I've already done it to save some time. Okay. So I'm just going to move that to the side, and I'm going to bring the Mint Macaron in again for the sentiment, and I am using this So Very Merry sentiment. Okay, the other day when I did them on my Winter Wednesday, I used Eat, Drink and Be Cozy. That also fits in. I Like You a Latte also fits in. So they all can go in here. The only one that's just too long is Happy Christmas and the marshmallows, obviously, because that's huge. But these two here and this one fit in there quite nicely, so you can make your own frame. And also, interestingly, is these circles here also fit into there. Let me show you, for instance, because I've got one of the circles here which I've cut out for another project. I'm doing a day of mass filming today. This fits in there really nicely like that. And bear in mind, it's got the little frame on from where it's been die cut, but if you actually stamped it directly in, it would fit in perfectly as well. Okay. Mint macaron. So very merry. Just stamp that in the middle. And there we go. I think it's really elegant, really elegant. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my base piece of cardstock now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it. Oh, I turn it upside down. It doesn't matter really, does it? Because at the moment it's just a blank piece. There's no front and no back. So that was a bit daft of me saying. And I'm bringing in my glue dots. I might take a pick tool and I'm going to pop 2 glue dots onto what will be the back of the cardstock. And I'm going to pop 1 there. You can see that I'm using the line as the base of that. I love my grid paper. It just helps get everything aligned so well. Okay, and I'm going to drop the other one on the same line over on that side, so that I know they're both straight. And I'm using this gold twine, which I've used lots recently. It's actually in a double pack in the mini catalogue, so you get this and you get a very thick shaded spruce ribbon, which is delightful. But I love this gold trim. I mean, I like the shaded spruce one and I have been using that, but I've had to buy a new packet, not because I ran out of the shaded spruce, but because I keep running out of the gold twine, because I keep using it, because it is really sparkly, really lovely. And before I go any further, just because I've got the glue dots on there, I'm going to stick that mat onto the backing. Okay, so I'm just going to use my Tombow for that. And I'm going to make sure that I go round where the twine is. Okay, and stick that down. Don't worry about the bow, it's a faux bow, which means that I've made a bow and stuck it on top rather than tying the twine together. So don't worry about that. Okay, so first of all I'm going to pop my sentiment on and I'm going to use my dimensionals. And I'm going to pop the dimensional in these corners here, so that one and that one. And you'll see the reason why in a minute. Okay, because I've put it top and bottom rather than the sides, it will go over the twine, which is what I like. But it also means that this side here has got nothing and it's just nice and flappy. Okay, so I'm now going to pop another dimensional and I'm going to take the top off it before I pop it under. Okay, so it's sticky on both sides. And I'm going to pop it just underneath on that corner, just there. So you've got it attached to the sentiment but also quite loose on the card, and that's where I'm going to stick my little bits and pieces on top. So I'm going to pop the Christmas tree on, and then I'm going to pop on my candy canes and stick them down. Easy, really simple. So now I'm going to use the twine and I'm going to make myself that little bow. And because this is a gritty twine, some of our twines are like silky. And I find that the silky ones, when you make the bow, they kind of unravel by themselves, if you know what I mean. Trying to say that correctly. This one sticks in place. So once I've pulled it, that's not moving. But some of them, when they're silky, start to undo themselves. So I think this is why I really like this one, because I know once I've actually got it to the shape I like, it's going to stick in place. So I'm just going to come in with another glue dot. Okay, I'm going to fold it using my take a pick tool. So it's half a glue dot. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to drop it underneath the twine here. set the twine across it, but it's also really tacky so that I can just pop my bow on top as well. Okay, so it'll hide the glue dot completely and it'll make it look like that bow was on there to start off with. Okay. The final bits is to do some last minute stamping with the mint macaron and the So Saffron. And I'm using the Criss-Cross that is in this set. So that's this bit here, and it matches the tree, so I think it goes quite well with this. Okay, and I'm just going to do 3 lots with the mint macaron. So I'm going to come around, just move the tail of there, and I'm going to do 1 by the tree, 1 over this side, and then 1 up in the top corner. Okay. I'm just going to use my chamois to clean that up because I want to now go in with the same stamp into the So Saffron. And I'm just going to line these dots up so they kind of go in the middle. You can do it any which way. There's gaps all around, and because it's a photopolymer stamp set, it's easy to see if you are missing the previous ones. Okay. Finally, last but not least, I'm going to be playing with some sequins, but before I do, I'm going to pop the card onto the base. Okay, so I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock that I have simply cut in half. This is the thick Whisper White cardstock. I've cut it and I've scored it, and I'm just going to fold it over and use my bone folder to burnish it. And I'm just going to use my Tombow to stick this onto the card. I don't want it to pop out any more than it already is, because it's quite a simple card. And if you use a simple card and keep popping pop-outs and pop-outs and pop-outs on, I think it detracts from the simplicity of the actual design. So I'm just going to pop that onto there. Right, and finally I've got my Take a Pic tool, my fine tip glue pen, and my snowflake sequins, which I love. And you get all different shapes and varieties in here. A few of them are missing because I'm taking, at the moment, just certain ones rather than using a selection. I just keep picking on the same ones. But the ones I'm using are these sort of snowflakey ones just here. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that to the side. It does not rest on the lid. I've just tried that, doesn't work. Don't try it. And I'm going to pop 3 little dots with my fine tip glue pen around my little crisscrosses. So 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Take my lid off a Take a Pic tool, which will just go in there and it will pick up the exact ones that I want. So I want that one. It's kind of like a putty that's on the back of here, but it's not tacky to feel, but for some magical reason it picks up all of the sequins lovely and just drops them into the glue. So I find that really easy. I never used to use sequins before I got this tool very much. You go back into my videos and look about a year ago and you'd never find any sequins on my projects, but now they're on everything. That's picked up 2 though. Selling its credentials and then it lets me down. And then 3 up the top here as well. So 1 just there, 1 there, and 1 there, I think. And I know these are the same colour as the paper, so you think that they won't stand out. So you're like, what's the point of putting them on? But there is a point, because they're glittery and they add a bit of dimension and they look cute. And finally, can I find another one? Like I said, I keep pilfering these ones out of here, so there's not many of them left. Okay, that's it all done. There's the card. One tip I will say is as soon as you finish, pop your lid back on your fine tip glue pen, because that is a pain if it glues back over. It dries really quick and the nib gets really, really gunky quite quickly. And there you are. There is the card. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed it. Remember, all of the items that I've used are available on my store, slimandstylish.com. Head over there, click on buy on the header, and you will get to all of these. The set I've used is called Warm Hugs, and like I said, it does come with coordinating dies, and if you buy the two together you get 10% off. So thank you for joining me today. If you have enjoyed the video, do please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.